GSL.
Welcome back to the GSL Code S. We just saw Terminator win this group in convincing fashion, and now Hero awaits the winner of this match between TaeJa and Curious.
Curious, a very good player. TaeJa, I think, probably the fan favorite for this group.
Yeah, him and Hero are huge fan favorites, at least in the Western scene. That's for sure.
That's definitely what our viewership is. So, I would say TaeJa probably the favorite here, but Curious could definitely pull out a win here. Curious probably could have beaten Terminator even had he scouted that expansion to the center left.
Well, yeah, I think you're right about that. Curious is playing very well, but this map set, I like TaeJa here, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
It was like merry-go-round, King Sejong, and Foxtrot. So that is a map setup that I like for TaeJa versus Curious.
It's time for our losers match. Which of these two players is going to be the first to be eliminated here in today's GSL Code S? In the upper right, one of the best Terrans of all time in the red.
Liquid TaeJa.
In the bottom center in the blue.
Started Curious.
All right.
How's it going, Artie?
It's going good. It's going with you.
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah. Do you still think TaeJa and Hero are going to make it out?
Yeah. I was a little bit surprised when Terminator, in fact, made it out of the group. But, I'm still rooting for something weird to happen, and these guys both make it out somehow instead.
Wow, you must hate Terminator. It's too bad.
Actually, after seeing him play today, I really like Terminator.
Fantastic play by him. Well, going to be a fun day. It already is.
It's already been. It's been much better than Wednesday.
I guess this is actually we're in the second half of the day now, but
yeah.
Yeah, no, this is my favorite day by far of the season. It's not even close.
So we have TaeJa going for a quick command center here on the low ground, which is going to work out fine since Curious is just going for a hatchery on the low ground here.
CC
like
first.
hatchery on the low ground, is that how I really refer to it? I'm like, better than a hatchery, just, at his ramp for some really weird reason.
Yes.
Otosis, you still got that cough.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit sick. It's okay.
That's
though.
rough. Being sick basically stops being fun around the time you get out of middle school.
Yes. Because by the time you're in high school, you realize you can just skip school.
Yeah.
At least that's how it worked for me. I stopped faking sick when I got my driver's license. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, wait, I don't need to be here.
I can just get in my car.
Okay, here's actually here's a question, actually. Okay, and I'm asking you this. I want your opinion on this, because everybody knows that I wouldn't say college sucks. I really think college is fun, but I guess it's kind of a completely different beast to talk about. But at high school, middle school, or elementary school, which one was the worst for you?
High school is the worst.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's
High school's the worst. Yeah.
It's like not a...
High school's brutal, man.
It's bad. It's just a bad place. Yeah. I don't even want to remember it. It's so bad.
Was it like jocks coming up and be like, hey, Stemkowski, like in the gym class, and they just throw the basketball at your nerd shoes, and you probably had like Ronald McDonald shoes because you're such a nerd in high school, and it bounced off, and you went, hey, guys, leave me alone. Was that what it was like?
And people left me alone. It was bad, though, still.
That's what my experience of high school was like. People were like, hey, plot. And I'm like, leave me alone, guys.
Well, you are.
I'm already dealing with the changes in my body.
It's easy to push around, to be honest.
No. I'm a big pussycat. So he takes out one Ling. He does scout the bunkers. The bunker, I should say.
And, yeah, pretty standard opener.
It's a bit of a passive game here so far.
Pretty quick speed from Curious. See what he decides to do with this. Does he try to take a quick third? We see a lot of Terrans like to go for, like, Hellion into Banshee. We see here it's going to be Hellion with a quick third CC. But will Curious go out and try to take a quick third here? We've seen a little bit more recently of 2 base Zergs for a bit longer. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, we have seen a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
There's the third.
Yeah.
It does seem like in a lot of series, TaeJa will just start out with what he's most comfortable with and feel out his opponent.
Yeah.
You know, tune his play style as the best of 3 goes on.
Yeah, he's
This is quite different from some other players we've seen. We've seen a lot, I'd say especially over in last year, a lot more people opening up with cheese for game 1.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of interesting that you say it like this.
You know what I'm talking about, right? I mean,
yeah.
that's happened from time to time, but it was mostly people like MVP would do that in the early days.
This is a different time now because we have these players like TaeJa, like MC, like Yoda, etc. in Code S. And when you think about it, like if you're going through a big tournament, you're not planning each match individually very much, right? It's much less of that and much more, okay, I have to be solid as hell and I have to have a good way to play this tournament. And like TaeJa is someone that's like, okay, I can basically outplay pretty much everyone, so I'm going to open in this set way, I'm going to figure out what they're doing, I'm going to counter, I'm going to kill them, right? Whereas that's like the mindset you have to have won the most tournaments out of anyone in the world, which is what TaeJa has done. So that's like, I see what you're saying, and it actually makes sense when you put that into perspective. What this season is like with this kind of new, fresh crowd after a little break in StarCraft II, even though it was the shortest one we've had yet. Still, like I found it very hard to predict coming into this season who's going to do what, because any amount of time off, you lose track of where everyone's at. But yeah, that's really interesting, Tasteless.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Well, very standard TvZ early game here. The Hellions have come out and are going to try to push back some of the creep tumors and see if they can gather any other information. There's the third landing now for TaeJa.
Yeah, nice quick land there.
Yeah, a little bit quicker than we normally see.
Indeed.
And, you know, with the expansion coming down there like that, he's not expanding to the top center, for instance. This is, it's been more popular for about a year now, but I think it's quite strong to expand like this because it just gives you a shorter push distance.
Overlord sees that this expansion is in fact going up now. We'll see if there's anything that Curious tries to do to catch this. Lair almost done here. Going to grab Overlord speed. I think he'll be thrown on that Bathing Nest anytime now. It's hard to really do anything against this. You know, he has Hellions out there. He has a bunker on the way. Only Speedlings out.
I wonder what exactly Curious thinks of TaeJa and his skill set. Because Curious has caused, I think, what we could call a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
Throughout the GSL.
We shouldn't call him upsets, though.
Yeah, that's what's funny about it.
Unfair to him.
Because he's been good for so long, but I think he's oftentimes just devalued more than some other players.
It's because he never, like, it takes, like, some weird little extra something to become like sulky, where it's like, oh, okay, you won. Whoa, you're insanely good. And like Curious, like, has just been so consistent and so solid and so good. And there have been times, like, this guy has more build orders in his pocket than almost any Zerg in the world. He's actually insanely good.
Well, we got a push coming up here. He's cleaning up a lot of these creep tumors right now. The Banelings are coming up. And we have Hellbats right here in the front. The Marauder actually going to tank a good amount of those Banelings. Nice engagement there from TaeJa. TaeJa beginning what we've seen throughout TaeJa's career is just usually getting favorable results from engagements based purely off of his mechanical skill in controlling a battle. Now he can actually pick up and drop right on this expansion if he wants to.
Yeah, this is a very tough base to hold.
He's going to go the long way around here. I thought he was just going to try to snipe it and then run away, but
I think it makes sense because there's no creep up there yet, so I think he can actually just come right up and engage.
Oh, that's a good point. Now notice the spread here.
Yeah, it looks like these Banelings are going to be coming in. Baneling speed almost done. Not quite, though.
Oh, my God, he's so good.
Wow.
Wow.
And look, Baneling speed is finishing right now. If he was that much slower, Speed Banes would have held that.
Oh, my God, he's going to go for the main now.
Yeah, very smart.
And he's going to push again over here. Oh, this actually Curious has to play the next minute or two here perfectly.
Yeah.
Or he could just lose.
Even so, TaeJa's going to have a lead, I think.
I think so.
This is like, TaeJa's already almost won
Oh my
this
God,
game.
then he picks up over here, and he's like, I guess going to just regroup over here and push on the front.
Yeah, dropping everywhere.
You know, he makes this look so easy, but what he's doing is actually so difficult to pull off.
Yeah.
And I think we actually might see GG here. This is
some pretty
not
ridiculous
a lot
skill.
he can really do here. I love how he just picked up right before that connected. He's like, well, I don't know. I got the best micro in the world. I guess I'll just do this. GG.
Well, that was pretty one-sided, but that map is really, really tough. Keeping the fourth base is near impossible, and of course, we all know how hard it is no matter what race that you play, even if it's Terran, that when you're at that third base, they lift up and zoom into your main, that's going to be hard to stop as well. So TaeJa just like using the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, that map is slaughter furious.
Curious has got to step it up. I mean, engaging, he's just, excuse me, whoa.
Chew!
Chew!
Never seen such a faker. Just because I'm sick, you have to pretend to sneeze.
I gotta say, Curious really just outclassed, man.
Yeah. Really well done.
It was really, really bad there for him. Well, whenever I think of TaeJa, I personally always think of his TvZ micro.
You know, I feel bad.
I don't know about you, but it always stands out in my mind.
Well, he seems unstoppable in the matchup.
Yeah.
He really does. Like, I mean, the kid is just so good.
You can see that a lot of times when he's moving out, just the exact position of his Marauder or his few Hellbats in his army is so intentional.
Yeah.
It's not like they just happen to be set up in that clump that way.
Yeah.
It's very clear because every time there's an engagement, you can see it's going to be very difficult for the Zerg to have his Banelings hit how he wants them to hit. And without further ado, we're going to go into game number 2 here in the losers match to find out if Curious